In this video, I'll share with you my personal opinion about the ranking of MS medicines based on efficacy. If you'd like to hear that list, stay tuned, because it starts right now. Howdy! Thanks for learning about MS with me, Boster. I started this YouTube channel to help my own MS clinic patients learn between visits, and it's my hope that through these videos, I can help you learn too. I'm sitting outside my daughter's piano class, waiting for her to finish. I've got my camera with me, and I thought, what the hey, I can make a quick video. Now, recently, I've done a lot of live streams, which are super fun. This past month of March was MS Awareness Month, and so I really made a concerted effort to get online and answer folks' questions as frequently as I could. But I didn't get to all the questions, and so now I have a folder full of questions I haven't answered yet. So here's one from a viewer, Kristen Oliver, who writes, Dr. B, one more question. Do you have a list of drugs listed in efficacy? I know that Limtrada, Ocrevus, and Tysabri are the top, but what are your opinions about the other ones below them? Kristen, that's a great question, and I'm going to try to answer it for you now. So a couple words before we get started. There isn't a way to look at clinical trials and answer this question. There hasn't been a clinical trial that compares most of the drugs or all the drugs or even more than 2 drugs at a time. And so it's statistical heresy to try to compare across trials. You simply can't do it. I can, however, share my own biased personal opinions. I've been treating MS for a decade and a half. I've been involved in many clinical trials, and I most certainly have carefully read the medical literature as it relates to these drugs. So I'll at least share my opinions. I also want to remind everyone, we don't only consider efficacy when picking a drug. There are many other reasons why a drug might be the right one for the right person at a given time. But let's try to answer the question, Kristen. So I would place on the top shelf 3 medicines: Limtrada, Ocrevus, and Tysabri. In my biased opinion, those are the 3 most efficacious drugs that currently exist for MS. I then would place in a second tier several of the MS pills. This would include Cladribine, Mavenclad. It would include Gilenya. I would also include Tecfidera in that group. And I would probably include Siponimod there as well. I would probably place teriflunomide or Aubagio slightly below those. And then, in the lowest category, I would include the injectables. This is Copaxone and all the different interferon beta products. There you have it. My personal and biased opinion about the efficacy of these drugs. Kristen, I hope that helped answer your question. And I want to just remind you guys that efficacy is not the only consideration. And just because I gave you my biased opinion, it doesn't make me right. It just makes me opinionated. Thanks for learning about MS with me. And until my next video or live stream, take care.